Last month, I sat down with women in their 60s and asked them one question. When you see a fit man your age, what goes through your mind? The answers weren't what I expected. Turns out they don't see them, because there aren't any. At 65, you've got better odds of running a Fortune 500 company than showing up anywhere with visible muscle. That's not motivation speak. That's math. And women, they're clocking the difference. Before we jump in, tell us where you're watching in the comments below. There's a reason being jacked at your age creates a reaction that money and status can't touch. And it's not what the fitness industry wants you to think. Stick around. I'm about to show you why the 1.8% who've cracked this code aren't just living longer, they're living visible. Number 1, the Rarity Paradox. You've spent your entire adult life building things. Career? Done. Raised kids? Check. Built wealth, earned respect, established yourself. You're successful by every traditional metric. And yet, you can't remember the last time someone's eyes lingered on you for an extra second. Not your resume, not your bank account. You. That's because you've accidentally joined the majority. And in a world where 98.2% of men over 65 look roughly the same, soft around the middle, clothes hiding what used to be there, being average means being invisible. Now compare that to the CEO stat I mentioned. There are 589 Fortune 500 CEOs over 60 right now. That's 0.001% of the male population. Insanely rare. But you know what's rarer? Men over 65 who meet basic muscle mass standards. We're talking 1.8%, not ripped, not bodybuilder status, just defined. Think about that. You're more likely to lead a billion-dollar company than to have visible shoulders at a family barbecue. And women notice this gap. Not consciously always, but instinctively. I'll see a couple at a restaurant. She's put together. He's disappeared inside his clothes. There's this invisible resignation. She's not scanning the room anymore because there's nothing worth scanning for. But then, and this doesn't happen often, a fit man their age shows up. Gray hair, yes. Laugh lines, absolutely. But shoulders that fill out a shirt. Arms that suggest he can still handle himself. The shift in the room isn't loud. It's subtle. Women glance twice, not dramatically, just twice. Because scarcity creates value, always has. You know how they say cream rises to the top? At 65, muscle is the cream, everything else is noise. So why is fitness this rare when wealth isn't? When professional success isn't? Because those things compound with time. Your career builds on itself. Your investments grow while you sleep. Your body, it goes the opposite direction, unless you fight it daily. And most men stopped fighting years ago. They called it acceptance, dressed it up as wisdom, told themselves they'd earned the right to let go. But that surrender, it came with a price they didn't expect to pay. And that price isn't just about how you look. There's something deeper happening, something biological that even happily married women can't ignore. Number 2, the genetic broadcast. Your body is talking all the time, and women, whether they're 25 or 65, are fluent in the language it's speaking. Muscle mass after 60 is what biologists call an honest signal. You can't fake it, can't buy it off a shelf, can't inherit it from your parents or hire someone to build it for you. It requires one thing, sustained effort over time. And that's precisely why it works. Think about it. A nice watch? Anyone with a credit card. A sharp car? Lease it. Gray hair dyed dark? $30 at CVS. But shoulders that press against a t-shirt at 67? That's proof you've mastered something most men surrender to. Women's brains are wired to read these signals without thinking about it. It's not shallow. It's survival programming that's been running for thousands of years. Fit at 65 means you've got discipline, resilience, genetic quality that's held up under decades of stress. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. Now contrast that with wealth. I know plenty of wealthy men in their 60s who look like melted candles. Money doesn't require physical competence anymore. You can build an empire from a desk chair while eating garbage and skipping sleep. But muscle? Muscle requires showing up, requires recovery, requires saying no when everyone else is saying yes to the third beer and the late night pizza. It's a filter that most men fail. And women notice the difference between a man who's given up and a man who's still got skin in the game. Literally. There's this phrase in evolutionary psychology, costly signaling, peacock feathers, a lion's mane. These traits are expensive to maintain, which is why they're attractive. They prove genetic fitness. Your physique at 65 is exactly that, costly. It costs time, effort, discipline, recovery. Most men won't pay the price, which is why the ones who do stand out like a lighthouse in fog. But, and this is critical, you can't just show up to a gym and wing it. Most guys over 60 are following advice designed for 30-year-olds, and it's breaking them down faster than building them up. Number 3, the 65 plus protocol. Your body at 65 doesn't respond like it did at 35. That's not defeat, that's just physics. And once you accept that, you can actually start making progress instead of spinning your wheels. First thing, recovery is king now. You can't hammer your chest on Monday and hit it again Wednesday. Your muscles need 48 hours minimum between sessions. This isn't weakness, it's biology. Your protein synthesis window is slower. Your inflammation response takes longer to calm down. Fight this reality, and you'll stay sore, weak, and frustrated. So train 4 days a week, 2 upper body, 2 lower. That's it. Second, forget maxing out. Your ego wants to load up the bar like the old days. Your tendons are begging you not to. Drop sets are your friend now. Lighter weight, higher volume, constant tension. You're chasing the pump, not the PR. That metabolic stress builds muscle without shredding your joints. Third, and this one trips guys up, prioritize the muscles people actually see. Shoulders, arms, calves. A thick shoulder caps everything, fills out shirts, creates that V-taper even if your waist isn't what it used to be. Meanwhile, you can have monster legs hidden under jeans and nobody knows you train. I'm not saying skip legs. I'm saying be strategic about where your effort creates visible return. Protein timing matters more now too. Your body's less efficient at using protein as you age, so you can't just eat one big steak at dinner and call it good. Spread it out, 30 grams minimum per meal, 4 times a day if you can swing it. And sleep. You need more now, but get less. That's where muscle actually grows. If you're skimping on sleep to watch TV or scroll your phone, you're sabotaging 6 hours of gym work for 2 hours of garbage content. Testosterone drops about 1% per year after 40. By 65, you're running on fumes compared to your younger self. But you can optimize what you've got. Compound lifts, sprints once a week, stress management, quality sleep. Those aren't minor tweaks. They're the difference between building and spinning your wheels. Training is maybe 40% of this. The rest? That's where men actually fail. Number 4, the lifestyle rebuild. You retired. Congratulations. Now you've got all the time in the world and zero structure forcing you to stay sharp. That's the trap nobody warns you about. When you worked, your body had to keep up. Early meetings, long days, travel. Stress that, for better or worse, kept your cortisol and adrenaline cycling. Your body stayed somewhat functional because it had to. Retirement removes all of that. No deadlines, no pressure. And your body reads that signal loud and clear. We're winding down. So it does. Muscle disappears faster, testosterone tanks. Your metabolism slows to a crawl. You're eating the same portions but suddenly carrying an extra 20 pounds you can't explain. That's not age, that's retirement syndrome. And your drinking habits? They're killing you 3 times faster now than they did at 40. 2 beers at night used to be nothing. At 65, those 2 beers are obliterating your sleep quality, spiking your estrogen, tanking your recovery. You're choosing short-term comfort over every single fitness goal you claim to have. I watched a client struggle for 6 months, couldn't figure out why he wasn't progressing. Then I asked about his nightly routine. Whiskey, every night, just 1 or 2, cut it to weekends only. 4 weeks later, his arms looked different. 8 weeks? His wife asked if he was on something. He wasn't on anything. He just stopped being on alcohol every single night. And your friends, the guys you golf with, grab lunch with, they're not helping. They're anchors. The moment you start meal prepping or skipping the nachos, they'll make comments, "Come on, live a little. You're taking this too seriously." That's not concern. That's fear. They're watching you improve while they decline, and it's making them uncomfortable. So they'll pull you back down to their level and call it friendship. A guy told me his retired buddies mocked him for ordering grilled chicken instead of a burger. At 67, mocked him for choosing not to decay at their pace. You can't build a better body while surrounded by people committed to getting worse. That's not loyalty. That's synchronized surrender. Number 5, the identity shift. You've been told for decades to act your age, to slow down, be realistic, accept what's normal for 65. And you've internalized that message so deeply you don't even question it anymore. But that voice telling you you're too old, it's not wisdom. It's fear wearing a disguise. Fear of standing out, fear of failing, fear of being the guy who tried and didn't make it. So you stay invisible instead. Safe, unremarkable. The men who transform at 65, the 1.8%, aren't genetically special. They're not rich enough to afford private chefs and personal trainers. Most of them are regular guys who made one decision. They gave themselves permission to be different than everyone else their age. That's it. Permission. Your wife married a man who built things, who took on challenges, who didn't quit when it got hard. Somewhere along the way, you stopped showing her that man. Not because he disappeared, because you put him on a shelf labeled past. Rebuild your body and you remind her he's still in there, still capable, still willing to do hard things while everyone else takes the easy path. And the confidence shift? It's real. When you catch your reflection and see shoulders instead of softness, you carry yourself differently. Eye contact lasts longer. Your handshake feels firmer. You stop apologizing for taking up space. Women notice. Not just your wife. Women. The waitress, the woman at the pharmacy. They respond to you differently because you're responding to yourself differently. That feedback loop? It's rocket fuel. Your body's going to change over these next 10 to 20 years whether you like it or not. The only question is, does it change into something that makes people look past you or something that makes you impossible to ignore? You're 65, not dead, not done, not too late. You've still got time to be the exception instead of the rule, to join the 1.8% instead of blending into the 98.2%, but that choice is active, and the clock's ticking louder than it was last year. Being jacked at 65 isn't rarer than being a CEO by accident. CEOs are rare because most men don't attempt it. Fit men over 65 are rare because most men surrender. Both require deciding you're not done building yet. The difference? Only one of them makes your wife look at you the way she used to. You've got maybe 20 good years left, maybe less. The only tragedy is spending them as a ghost of who you were. You're 65, not dead. Start acting like it. Drop a comment right now. What's your current age and your biggest obstacle to getting back in shape? I'll respond to every single one. And if this hit different, share it with one guy you know who needs to hear it. Subscribe if you want more straight talk about building at an age when most men are breaking down. No BS, no coddling, just what works. You've got the roadmap. Now go be rare.